All right, welcome everybody to the next episode of Tilting the Scales. Let's go around the room. How's everybody's week? How's everybody doing? Chet, how are you?
I'm good. Good work has been insane, but in a tough but progressive way. So we're doing well there. Family's doing good. Um, got a big game tomorrow. If we can find a way, Cameron's football team, if we can find a way to win tomorrow. We're 3-0 in a league that once you get 3-0, you're almost guaranteed a playoff spot. So you got 8 weeks. So big game tomorrow.
Nice.
Excited. Oh,
That
and Haley had a cheer thing yesterday for a basketball team, and her whole team jumped twice. She jumped only once. She was the only one to follow the rules that were directed by the cheer coach.
that's good, right? Following rules. Or do we want a rule follower? Do we want
Well, no, at this age, I just think that it's good that she knew, like she listened to her coach, she did the right thing, and like I was like, all right, good for you. So it was good stuff.
That's good. That's good. This is 6-on-6, 7-on-7 indoor. What is it?
The flag football,
Hmm.
it's actually 5-on-5. So it's
Indoor.
all, yeah, indoor, and it's all skill positions. Even the center can go out for like a pass, which is, you know, pretty great. So it doesn't teach an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman anything, but the rest of the skill positions teaches them a lot.
Okay. Are they allowed to rush the quarterback? What's the
Yep.
Yeah.
So at this age, they can do it at the 7 yard line. So it's become a lot more challenging for Cameron, but also we make it more challenging for the other quarterback. So it's good.
Nice. Wally, how you been, man?
Doing well. Can't complain. Long week. Happy to be at the weekend. I'm 1 week closer to my cruise.
Yeah, and you're 1 year older now. You had a birthday, so
Happy
Thank you. Thank
hope
birthday.
the
you.
celebration was good. Happy
It
birthday.
was good. We had a great birthday. Spent it with the family. We did it was low key. It was nice. I mean, obviously the Patriots played. Went out to lunch. It was a great day. Had a great time. Had a
That's
great day.
awesome.
And let's be honest, this is just the ramp up to playoff week. And we can
Yeah.
talk, we can go through the bullshit about like, oh yeah, my life was great. Had a busy day at the office. No. This is all just one big pregame to Sunday evening.
You goddamn know it. You
It is.
goddamn know it.
Let's get right into it then. Prime time.
Well, no, hold on. Rewind. Nate, how was your week first? So, like it still matters how your week was. How was your week?
My week was fine. All right, so Sunday night.
It's the best answer you've ever given.
So Sunday night prime time. We'll be watching I told everybody this week that has listened to me. I'm like, I've asked them, hey, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I got a date on Sunday. And they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, with my TV, I'm watching the Patriots play. So prime time on Sunday, definitely looking forward to that. I hate that we have to wait, till the second to last game. At least they're not playing Monday. But
It's the worst time slot too. I think I'd rather watch almost any of the other games than Sunday night.
well, for
I
East
hate the
Coast,
Sunday.
yeah.
I hate the Sunday night time slot.
For East Coast, yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry.
I,
I'm sorry.
I,
The blue collar fans in New England, I can obviously relate to that. Like it is late, but hell, it's a home game. You take the next day off.
yeah.
Just F it, man. Like that's worth it.
So
That's
that's
worth
my
it.
point. I had the
No, we can't
luxury.
do
So
that.
Wally, between me, I had the luxury of like making my schedules. Like I saw playoffs,
Yeah,
and I was like, I'm taking tomorrow. I'm taking Monday off, and I had the luxury of having my director of operations. She can handle it that day. She's awesome.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, you don't have
I
that
mean,
luxury.
no, I get that point, but listen, we're the New England Patriots. We can't blow our load in the first playoff game. We're gonna have a deep playoff run. I can't take every Monday off for the next month.
Oh, I
We're the New
will.
England fucking Patriots. Come on, we can't play a wild card game weekend. And be like, oh, let's take the day. No, we take the day after the Super Bowl off because we're the New England Patriots.
I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, that's more like who we are. Got it.
Now that the playoffs have started, your tone's changed slightly. It's always been about, oh, we're good. I've been the
What?
one talking about what we put on our finger, and that's all that matters. And you're just
What are
like,
you talking
no,
about?
you know what I'm talking about.
I'm saying that because we're great. Because we are great. We don't celebrate wild card weekends. We
Yeah.
celebrate Super Bowls. We're great.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. That we have high
do you mean the
expectations
fan
because we
base?
win. playoff games.
Can you clarify the fan base is great, or you expect greatness? What can you clarify that? Because I will say right now, the way you're saying it, it sounds like this team is great. They're destined for the Super Bowl, and like we're just waiting for that to happen. So
Chet, am I talking? Am I talking French?
No, you're not. You're making sense. Like Wally is saying that an 8 o'clock game on Sunday night for the Patriots is meant for a larger weekend, like an AFC championship or a divisional championship. To do it on wild card weekend, it's almost like an expectation that it's going to be upset that we lose. And I don't like that. I don't like that either. But I will be up. I will be here. I'm going to be watching that game. It's
Yeah.
going to be. I am
Better
scared
be.
of the Chargers. I'm scared of the Chargers. Let me put that out right now. I'm scared of them.
come on,
They are not going to be a.
No,
we're not going
stop
to
it.
roll over them.
I
don't
want to
think we'll
kick.
roll
I
over
want to.
them,
I want to. I want
we're a
to
better
give
team.
you some sweet chin music, Chester. 'Cause
We're a
that is
solidly better
Oh,
team.
that might be like I don't know. I'm upset that you said that.
I'm
They
a little
don't
upset
they
too.
don't strike
Yeah, Nate and I don't see eye to eye against you very often, but I'm with Nate on this one.
No, I'm
They
scared of the
don't- they
Chargers.
don't-
I'm scared of Chargers.
they don't strike fear into me. And I don't
Oh,
think anybody
God.
on our team, offense or defense,
I agree.
feels that way.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
But they have an amazing quarterback. They have an amazing quarterback.
Oh, you're talking about the Patriots? Agreed.
No, both of them, but I'm talking about the opposition that's playing the Patriots. They have
The
a really
opposition
good
has
quarterback.
They
They have a
got that
really good
defense.
quarterback. Well, I mean, then why are you
Yeah,
scared?
defense.
I don't. I mean, I
Because
don't.
they have a great defense, and our offense
No,
is
great.
our
Come
offense.
on, great.
Okay, against the pass. So we're gonna have to run like crazy this week. Drake May, I trust him, but like no matter how good you are, Tom Brady's been decimated by good defenses before they understand what he's gonna do. So they are good. Too high safety. They find a way to like disguise the blitz. If you can identify. So my point is, Josh McDaniels has the quarterback take control of the offense, which is an excellent strategy.
You're winning me back. You're starting to win me back. But let me say this. I do think that they have a great defense. We played great defenses all year. We may have played some bad teams. We played some good defenses. So I certainly hear you. I think the Patriots offense, if nothing, adapts well. And I also think that's what we've been doing the last couple. We've been talking about this. We've been running the ball more. They've really been focusing on running the ball. I think primarily for playoff football, right? If playoff football in New England, it's cold, rainy, snowy, whatever the hell it's going to be, we need to be able to run the ball, and I think we're doing that at a high level. I think the bigger issue is going to be their lack of an offensive line. I think our defensive line is starting to get healthy. Our players are coming back. I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to see, like, once we get our actual defensive line back and putting some pressure on that quarterback. I agree he's good, Nate. But I think we can hit him. I think we can get some pressure on him. I think if we do it early, this could be a bit of a runaway.
But we haven't done it all year. That's my problem. Like if we don't blitz,
We haven't been healthy.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. But all year long on a 4-man rush, we got shit on the quarterback. And Justin Herbert is no joke, like in general, right? So that's what I'm worried about. But you're right. Milton Williams, we got Robert Spillane, we got Harold Landry, like, ooh. But I love this anxiety that I feel. I haven't felt this for years. I'm like excited going into it, like, let's go. And also, I'm kind of rooting for the Bills. I want the Bills to win just so we can see that game. I am not saying that we can beat the Bills. I just want to see that game. I want to see it. Bring them on.
So correct me if I'm wrong. Like we're going to see the Bills. There's no way if we win that we see the Bills before the AFC Championship, right? Am I seeing that correctly?
If the Bills win,
there is a way. Absolutely.
If the Bills
more than likely, the winner of the Steelers and Texans is going to play the number 1 seed Denver, and then we'll play.
Won't the lowest seed? Don't they reseed? Doesn't the lowest seed play at the highest seed?
The lowest seed plays Denver.
Bills.
Oh, the Bills are 6. You're right. I don't think
the Bills are 6
are going to win,
and the Chargers are 7.
Yeah,
I think if they win, they play, assuming that Denver wins. They play Denver.
Yeah, you're right. So yes, AFC Championship game.
AFC Championship. That's what I want to see. Oh,
Even
I'm so fucking excited. That's what I want to see.
Even better. Let's go.
I don't think Buffalo's getting past
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville. And if they do, I don't think they're getting past Denver either. So
No. A lot of people agree with you, Nate, that that Buffalo's
Yeah,
not getting past Jacksonville, but I disagree. I saw what Josh
yeah,
Allen did
me
to
too.
us. I saw the dissection he did to us. Like we learned from it. That's why I want them again. Bring it one more time because now we figured it out.
he hasn't
Playoff
he
football,
hasn't he
playoff
hasn't
football's
won on the
different
road.
too.
He hasn't won on the road all season or in the playoffs. Uh,
You talking about who are you talking about? Josh
Josh
Allen?
Allen.
Oh, he certainly won the road
And
against
I
us.
mean that also includes everyone on the Chargers as well. So and they're in the same boat as us, but they have experience as far as in these games, as far as the playoff atmosphere. But they have to come to us. They're in our stadium. That is worth the 3 points. You know that gives us some juice at a minimum. I'd say because of our inexperience, I think we're gonna have to rely heavily on the coaches to keep everybody grounded. Stephon Diggs might be one, and Milton Williams are probably the only two that have deep playoff experience, and hopefully, they'll be keeping everybody even keeled, so to
You
speak.
think they're confident? Like the Patriots players themselves and the coaches. Do you think they're confident walking into that game?
100%.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
I think
I,
they're
So
very
do I.
confident.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too.
yeah, they're playing at a high
yeah,
level.
but I would say confident but not cocky because
Exactly. Yep.
it's it's got to be a team effort. Like it doesn't matter how good Stephon Diggs is or Milton Williams. Like it's got to be everybody. And like I don't think it matters if we sack Justin Herbert once. I think all we need to do is speed up his tempo, and just affect him and his thought process. And I'm not saying that'll create turnovers, but I don't think he'll be as effective. And I think we won't cancel him out, but I think by the time, if our defense is effective, especially in the first half, we could end up with a 21-point lead before halftime. And then we got to, we've been there before with a good quarterback with a 21-point lead going into halftime. And
You're
hopefully we
good.
learned our lesson and
Well, Rob Ninkovich on local radio, I'm not sure if you heard it, Wally. Rob Ninkovich like it's going to be 42-10. And then Devin McCourty came on and was like, Rob Ninkovich doesn't understand football. It's going to be a nail biter. So it was actually kind of fun to listen to all these like legends that we know that were like arguing over what. So all it tells me is that they knew their roles, but they don't know any better than we do when it comes to predicting what's going to happen next.
yeah,
No,
well,
it's a guessing game. It's a guessing game, right? All these guys get paid to. You got to take those talking heads with a grain of salt because they're paid to stir the pot. There's so many people out there that just say shit to get fans riled up because it's an effective tool.
It
So
is.
I understand everyone's got a role to play,
Yeah.
and we want our media to be homers for our team. I get it, right? We're
Yeah.
fan. I am at heart what a fanboy, right, Nate?
yes, sir. Yeah.
So a fanboy's a fanboy, and they're good at driving our clicks. I'm far more likely to read an article about how the Patriots are awesome than an article that says the Patriots stink. It's just how fans are.
Oh my God. I've seen articles like, but depending on who writes them, that have said Matt Stafford is the clear MVP, and I've also seen other ones that say,
Yep.
"Oh, it's no question that Drake May is the MVP." I'm like, wait, that makes no sense. I don't understand. Like,
Yep.
is there a consensus? I'm confused.
Well, let's circle back to that after we're done Patriots talk.
Yeah,
'Cause
after that, yeah,
the
yeah,
MVP, I think, is a conversation in and to itself.
yeah.
So I believe that it'll come down to coaching. I think that I shouldn't say coaching. It'll come down to execution because I think the coaches have been there, done that. They're going to have the players prepared. It just comes down to how they execute. And again, we've been in games where a missed field goal is what did us in, and it could. I hope it doesn't come down to that. I hope that shoe is on the other team's foot, and they're the ones that are making the mistakes. Hopefully, because we're the ones that are comfortable. We earned home field in this game, so and then hopefully we have a home game next week, and then on to the AFC Championship after that. And yeah, I mean, I filled out my bracket. Did you guys fill out your bracket?
I filled out a bracket. Yep.
Fuck. Wait, it's still going? Our bracket, our ESPN one?
Jesus, Chip.
No, the league's over, but Nate sent out a playoff bracket. I almost
Yeah.
did a second one because I'm like, we're everyone on this team, everyone in this is a
Everyone
Patriots
in the
fan.
league
So,
picked the
yeah,
Patriots. Or
so
I'm
it's like
guessing they
Oh,
did.
yeah.
you're gonna
You
pick
still
what you
have
want.
time. I think you still have time to do it, Chet. I think
All
it
right, well,
We do.
locks tomorrow
We
at
do.
noon or something like that.
you said this. I'll do it right. It's not hard for me. Like you sent this text. I got this. Give me a second.
Yes, I sent it in
Details.
the thread.
Oh, you know what else I
Oh,
saw?
I mean,
This
Omari
thing.
Hampton's. Yeah.
I saw this thing.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty awesome.
Where was this last year? I'm just wondering.
I mean, why should I have to come out of pocket for that? You guys gave me the money for that. I earned it, but I spent my winnings on it. Shoot, why didn't the inaugural champ do that? I don't know
Oh,
who
good.
that person is, but
I don't
they,
even. I don't
they
remember.
weren't mentioned. Somebody asked about them, but they weren't mentioned.
If I have to spend one more minute talking about the two of you assholes winning fantasy football championships, I'm going to stab my ears out.
We really need to revisit this conversation though, Wally, because
Oh, for fuck's sake.
your accusatory tone last week and the fact that you were like, oh, the gloves are off now. Like, man, you were
Gloves
talking
are off.
mad. You were talking mad shit when you were in first place for the first 8 weeks. I mean, let's be real.
That doesn't sound that does not sound like me. I don't believe that to be the case. I think you're inflating the facts, as I recall.
I mean, just like you are.
No, sir. Everything I'm saying is factual.
Oh.
Way different.
Well, wait, everything I'm saying is factual too. It's just inflated, like you said. I'm embellishing
All right.
a little bit. It's still true. It might be slightly true, and I'm just, kicking it up a notch. I'm spicing things up. So keys to victory. What do we think? I think keys to victory are going to be our secondary and our special teams. Of course, our offense is probably going to get us, 14 to 21 points, but I think our defense obviously needs to create some turnovers. We got to play smart on offense, meaning if we're up 21, we don't need to necessarily play conservative, but we've got to make sure that we keep our defense off the field so that they're not tired in the fourth quarter. I'd really like to see that. And I really think our secondary is going to we're not getting a lot of rah rah outside in the New England area. Like no
No.
one really likes any facet of our team other than Drake May, and we can go into the MVP conversation after this. But like everyone says, our strength of schedule is shit. Well, the Buffalo Bills, between the two of us, we all played 14 of the identical teams between us and the Buffalo Bills. No one's saying Buffalo's strength of schedule is shit. So, it's just one of those things where
But wait. But
we're
wait.
back to square one.
Did Buffalo beat Atlanta? That's our argument as fanboy nation. Did Buffalo beat Atlanta?
Yeah, but I mean, you could do that, but then I would say someone who's not part of Fanboy Nation but is a realistic fan, we lost to the freaking Raiders.
We
It doesn't
won.
matter
We
what
won.
week it was. It doesn't matter
It
what
matters.
week it was.
It
Kind of
matters.
matters. It kind of matters what
It
week it
matters.
was.
It does not matter.
It matters.
No, it does not matter because we played against them when they were the healthiest.
What matters is how you're playing right now. If you're trying to figure out who's going to win a Super Bowl, which is ultimately what we're talking about, it doesn't matter who you played in week one. It matters how you played in week 18, and it matters how you play in week one of the playoffs. It's not the best team that wins. And I think your fantasy team is a great example of this. It's not the best team that wins. It's the hottest team that wins.
Hey, I'll take it. I got the
Yeah,
belt.
no, it's true.
I got
though.
the belt, man, and I'm holding on to it. So not yet, but I got the belt. But the comparison
This
of
guy.
we beat Atlanta barely, and then Buffalo lost. Like that's a cute conversation, is what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
it doesn't. Just like you're saying, Wally, it doesn't
I agree.
matter.
I agree.
Yeah,
how we're playing now.
we got to get it this weekend. I know that we got to get it, and I'm excited for this. I love that as a Patriots fan, I get to get amped up and excited for this game on Sunday.
Yes.
What's your key? What are your keys to the victory, Chet? Do you have any that stand out?
Yeah, it's beating that too high safety, finding a way to bring them in because they had 19 interceptions this year. 19. And so what we
San
have to do
Diego's
is like,
defense did.
huh?
Who had
The,
19?
the Chargers.
Okay.
So they're really
Oh, I
good
said San Diego. Sorry, Los Angeles.
at defending the deep pass. They're very good at that. So what we need is Josh McDaniels to find a way to confuse them, do all the stuff, so that if those two high safeties come back, Drake May just goes boom. That's all it takes. But it's going to take establishing the run. It's going to take establishing the short game to get them to come up, and that's going to take a while. So my key to that is we got to go over there. I don't think our defense is gonna. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I don't think our defense can take advantage of that bad offensive line because we haven't all year. We're not a big sack team. We're not a big like rush the passer team. So we need to win on offense in my opinion.
So
Sacks are
you
great. Sacks are great, but I mean, we just need to. We can create pressure. That's what we've been doing all year. We create pressure. We don't have the sacks to show for it, but we've got the turnovers to show for it because the pressure has created urgency. The urgency's created mistakes, and we've capitalized on that. So, I
I
mean,
want to see that. I'd love to see that.
we've also had it worked against us as well. So, but one thing I do like about our offense is that, and I'll give, Josh McDaniels some props. You know, maybe it's him, maybe it's Drake May. I don't know who we give credit to, but the the scheme is getting there's an easy open guy with a wide margin of the ball can float to the left or right, and it doesn't need to be super accurate. Even though Drake May is, there's almost like an easy button on every play. Uh, and Drake May doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to thread the needle when he needs to, or when he can. He takes advantage of that because he's very accurate. But
So what are your keys to the win? Because Wally asked me a good question. This is like
I
Nate,
just said special teams on our
special
defense.
teams,
Yeah.
special teams.
you started it.
Because if we put our offense up against their offense, which again those two units aren't on the field, I think
Ours is better, but
I just say we'll outscore them. Like
yeah.
so, we have the advantage there. We just
So Nate says special teams. I say offense. Wally, what do you say?
I said special teams and defense. What is wrong with your ears?
I
I
think
don't know.
special teams is a great answer because I think we could win on that. That makes sense to me.
So I mean, you three assholes just said. I think the three keys
All
to the
of-
game
I-
are defense, offense, and
You call
special
himself an
teams.
asshole.
Well, thank you, assholes. Like, I'm like, holy shit, that's groundbreaking. That's groundbreaking analysis. Defense, offense, and special teams are the three keys to the game.
Yeah. You got to play all three phases, Wally. That's what we're saying.
I'm not going to argue with that point. I think that's the key to every football game.
I'll take special teams.
There's
then.
no
I'll take
other part of
special
the
teams.
football game.
I'll take special
Those
teams.
are
Somebody
great.
else, you guys figure out who wants offense, who wants defense.
I'll take
All right.
defense. Chet's kind of punting a defense. And I don't blame him because we have not been playing well defensively, but I think that we're starting to get the pieces back that we can make a stand. They have a really shitty offensive line. I think the Marion, it's looking like Hampton's going to play this week.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to try to run the ball more. And I do think that if we can shut down their run game, and I think we have a really good chance of doing that, put a little bit of pressure on him and understand they're going to give up some passes and rely on our offense. But I think our defense is going to get enough stops that they're going to play a big role in this, maybe force a turnover or two. I think ultimately, because these are two good offenses with two really good quarterbacks, I think it's going to be ultimately our defense will step up, play better than play well enough and get enough stops for us to win this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think Drake May too. I think he's going to go in there and do what Drake May does. Like I've seen Josh McDaniels coach enough to be like, there's all this outside noise. You walk in there, you do what you do. And I think Josh McDaniels, by the way, like we all focus on the quarterback. I think he's saying the same thing to Ramondre Stevenson, TreVeyon Henderson, the offensive
Did Henderson
line.
practice today?
What's that?
Did TreVeyon Henderson practice today?
Yes.
I don't think he practiced yesterday.
Yeah,
Was
he's
it,
in there today. I saw the report. I looked it up online. So
Good.
What was
Yeah.
it? A head injury? Is that why he wasn't playing?
They didn't say. He just wasn't spotted at practice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still scared of the Chargers only because it's been a while since we've been in this spot. So I'm a little bit worried. But most people say 3.5 Patriots. Most people say. But I just,
yeah, that's home field.
Mhm.
3.5 is home field. So
yeah. So I really want it. I really
What's
want to
what's the
watch
weather
this
on
game.
Sunday? Anybody know?
I can.
I did. So 45 has been the average temperature around there. But now that we're closer, let me look it up.
I'm gonna look
I
at
mean,
it
because
right now.
we want snow, right? We want
35. It's
shitty
gonna be
weather.
35, sunny.
35
All right,
and
that's good
It says
football weather.
sunny.
A
Hold
little
on.
cold.
but Drake
Oh, no,
May
I think
said
you're
on an
correct.
interview, hey, snow's fun for me. I want to go out and play in the snow. That's who I am.
Yeah.
Fucking let's go then.
And
Let's
that's
go.
home field advantage, right? If you're New England, if you're Buffalo, you want those California teams, you want those Florida teams
Yeah.
coming to New England, coming to Northern New York in the middle of this January. Like that's best case scenario for us, right?
100%. Yes, 100%. That's
And
why I
Tom
wanted.
Brady.
That's why last week I said I wanted San Diego.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want it. I could care less about the Buffalo Bills. Like,
Well, the San Diego also wanted us. I consider that a motherfucking taunt. They
Yeah.
sat their starting quarterback because they think we're the best matchup for them. That I'm riled up about that.
Yeah. Yeah, you should
I'm
be.
riled up about
You
that.
should be. I'm glad you brought that up. That is bulletin board material, isn't it? That's exactly what as a Patriots fan, that's exactly what you want to hear. As a Patriots player, that should be exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring it the fuck on. I agree.
Yeah. They sat their top guy because they think we're easy pickings. Fuck you. I remember Brady back then when we were still a powerhouse, which we will be again.
here we
But
go again.
he tweeted,
I think we are.
he tweeted, good time for football weather in December against some team. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But he tweeted that when tweets became a thing, and they came in, we wasted them 48-3 or something. And this is a Southern California boy, so you get used to it, right?
Sure. So last week I think Wally, you picked Patriots 34-13. You were the closest without going over on either of the
I'm going to buy a
scores.
belt.
So good job to you. Kudos, $20.
Absolutely, good
I don't know
job.
what we do about that, but maybe if you, I'll let you take a picture with the Fantasy Football League championship
I
belt.
will not touch that thing until I win it. you can fuck right off. No way.
Well, I would let you. I would lead you into thinking that you can touch that, and then as soon as I hand it over, I'd be like, "Keep your
I wouldn't
grubby
touch it.
mitts off
I wouldn't
that
touch
thing."
it. I wouldn't touch it. If I'm not winning it, I don't want to touch it.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Let's pick the game. Score. We should have been going around the room and for instance, last week if Chet started, then whether it's in alphabetical order or not, then I would start, then Wally, etc. So, but I think Wally, do you remember if you picked first last time? I think I let Tim pick first. So,
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wally, we'll let you since I'm such a nice
Oh,
guy
boy.
and I feel bad
I think a
about.
lot of things could happen. I do think both of these offenses are playing at a high level. 35 and sunny is good football weather. So I think we could see some points. I'm going to go something similar. I think the Patriots will be in the mid 30s. Let's go 32 again. 32 has been good to me, and I think I could see it being a close game with us scoring late to stay ahead of a 28 out of the Chargers. 28-32.
That was my number that I was going to use. All right, Chet, go ahead.
I say 38-14 Patriots.
38-14.
Yeah. Whenever I get this anxious, when I can see two teams and I know one's better and I get scared, this is what happens. 38-14 Patriots.
Well, I'm gonna go in the opposite direction, and I'm gonna go 21-3. The Chargers have a
Ooh.
propensity of failure and futility in the playoffs.
Okay.
And I think with our defensive staff, our head coach as a former defensive person, like I feel like we're borderline like the first run that we went on with the dynasty because we have a for the most part we have a bunch of players on defense that are no name. Everyone on offense, the same thing. With the exception of Diggs, we got somebody that's proven, as in like they've done something in the league. But everybody else on the team is unproven, and no one's rooting for him. And it feels very similar to our the beginning of our dynasty. And there are a lot of people that are like, regardless of what happens in the playoffs this year, we're playing with house money. We're way ahead of schedule, and the next 10 years are going to be really good to us. And I don't disagree, and I love to hear people say that, but I just think that we're on the cusp of if we can have people just again, they've kind of bought in all year, but now that it's the new season, the tournament is going on. I hope that they all pick it up a notch. It's like, it's like again that first dynasty right after 9/11 happened. Everybody runs out onto the field against the greatest show on turf as a team, as a unit.
Mhm.
Uh, and I just, again, I think we're looking at, I want to look back on this moment and be like, this is what we all wanted. Some of us didn't see it, but I think it's going to be, again, a good run this year. So,
Yeah, that's a good point. What we should do is an entire show on that first Super Bowl win and where we all were
no,
and
we
what
should
we're
not.
doing. We should not do that. It's a terrible idea. I fucking hate myself right now.
I want to focus on now. Tom Brady left us, the glory days with him are over. And
I
also,
can tell you
like,
where I was when I found that out.
where were you? Right here?
I was laying in bed, read it on my phone.
Oh, when Tom Brady left?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a heartbreaker, man.
I knew where I
Uh,
was
there
too.
will never be, I will say there will never be anybody like him ever again, especially in
Ever
this.
again.
By that I mean not just obviously his longevity and the accomplishments that he had, but the dude was never, ever, ever the top paid quarterback in the league. You will not find another person coming out of college that signs with a professional team that doesn't share that same energy. I don't
Yeah.
know what you
And by
want
the
to call
way,
it.
someone on this podcast was like, college football players being paid is going to ruin everything. Someone said that. I stand by it.
It hasn't ruined everything.
Look at that Washington kid. His agent left him. You know why that kid did that? Because he's a fucking child and he doesn't know what he wants. And he decided to make a move to a different place because he was terrified. And then his agent left him. Like he's a
I'm
child. These are children.
yeah. I'm okay with them getting paid. I don't like the
Absolutely.
portal. I think it's too easy to move around. But we digress.
Sorry, my bad.
But what were we talking about? Coaching, right?
Yeah. I was saying how our team's going to go on a run. Yeah. That's what we were talking about.
I could not agree with you more. I like the 21. I hope you're right on this guess. I hope you're right on 21-3. I hope it's not close. I hope we're well ahead the entirety. I hope we score way more than 21. We'll see. We'll
It's
see.
tough
I
not
agree
to.
with you. I agree with you. There's a feeling in the air, right?
Yeah.
So there's like this. Like we've been here before. I know where this story goes. I feel good about it. I feel good about how confidently this team's coming together. I feel good about how well we're coached. I like seeing it just looks like a well-oiled machine. It looks like a team that is clicking at a high level that really likes being around each other. Like it's a fun team to follow. I enjoy the
It is.
interviews. I enjoy the videos. I enjoy everything about it. It's been one of the more enjoyable teams to follow in the last, and we've had a lot of really fun teams in multiple sports to follow.
We have.
And I put this one like, boy, it's getting up there. I'm really enjoying it.
So NFL.com said that the Patriots have I think it's, keep me honest, take a look, but like I think it's like the seventh best chance to win the Super Bowl. Like it's in the knock on the Patriots is
Right
that
now, you mean of all the
as
playoff teams?
today an article came out
Yeah.
and so the knock on the Patriots was that our red zone defense is shit.
Yes,
Like that,
It
that
does.
is
It is.
not
It
and they're
is.
not wrong.
true. It's
They're not
It's
true,
wrong.
but
absolutely true.
yeah.
It's absolutely true.
But
So and
again,
then that's that. Go ahead.
nope. You go ahead.
So that's like that's I look at that too and I go, okay, but we got Mike Vrabel. They're pretty smart, and I think our offense is pretty goddamn explosive. So I'm like, okay, for the whole year, that's been our issue. So now it's like 50-50. 50% of the season is the regular season, and then 50% is after. And I think that Mike Vrabel is smart enough to realize, like, shit, we let stuff go up on the red zone like all the time. Let's find a way to manage that. And Carlton Davis paid a lot of money. I'm sure they're coaching him up quite a bit. I think we're going to see them step up in that area. I really do.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. We got a
My
bunch of
bad.
no names. We got a bunch of no names or underdogs in the sense that people aren't rooting for them. And I think that's going to change in the next 3-4 weeks because they're going to prove everybody wrong and go on a run. So that's my
I
prediction.
love the
Oh,
fact that we're the seventh ranked team. I love that.
Me too.
Again, that's we shouldn't be. Despite our record, I mean, we shouldn't. We haven't been here. We've never won in the playoffs. Like we shouldn't be heavily favored. We should be right in the middle of the pack. It's exactly where we should be. That's exactly where we want to be. Definitely doubt us.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Let everyone doubt us, and we'll prove everyone wrong. So, all right, let's talk MVP.
Oh man. Oh
So
man,
Yeah.
I'm fired up about this.
I think I know how you guys feel. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not playing the other side.
Here you
But
are.
if we look at statistics, Matt Stafford's had a great year.
Mhm.
47 touchdowns. The last time somebody threw that many touchdowns and didn't win the MVP, it was a long time ago.
Who was it? Who was it?
Huh?
Mhm.
Who was it? Well,
Yeah.
I don't know who it was that didn't win it, but I can tell you that Peyton Manning threw 55 touchdowns in 2013 and won it. Tom Brady threw 50 in 2007 and won it. Patrick Mahomes threw 50 in 2018 and won it. Peyton Manning again threw 49 in 2004 and won it. Aaron Rodgers threw 48 in 2020 and won it.
Mm.
Dan Marino threw 48 in 1984 and won it. And then Matthew
Yeah.
Stafford. I think Drew Brees might have been the last guy that he threw for 47 the same year that Aaron Rodgers threw for 48. And that so he didn't win. But I mean it's a remarkable season that
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford has had.
Yep. Yep.
It's hard to not vote for him. But of course, I want Drake May to win it. But I think he's got some things going against him, and I don't take the record into consideration, even though it isn't an individual award, as in the MVP. I would, there's a few cases. Take Drake May off of the Patriots. What's their record? Take Matthew Stafford off of the team that he's on, what's their record? Or who would fall the farthest? And I think the Patriots would probably be drafted number one next year, and the LA Rams would probably still make the playoffs. To be honest, they're pretty talented. Take their coach into consideration as well. But it's tough. I don't think Drake May is going to win it just because he's got completion percentage, which is great. He doesn't have a body of work, even though it is only supposed to be the consideration of this season, right? But Matthew Stafford's been there, done that. He's won a Super Bowl. He's got some respect from voters. Drake May has probably earned some respect, but I just don't. I'm rooting for him, but I think
Yeah.
the deck's stacked against him. What do you think,
So
Paul?
I agree with you. I ultimately think that Stafford will win. For all the reasons you said. I mean, the numbers are hard to ignore. That's a substantially greater number of touchdowns than the yardage is. I understand. The
33
argument.
is
I
nothing
don't.
to shake a stick at, though.
No, no, it's not. It's not. It's not. And again, so you let me finish my point because I also think that that Drake May has far exceeded expectations with a far lesser crew. I mean, look at the talent around Stafford as opposed to the talent around the Patriots going into this. Look at expectations going into it. So I think Drake May is the MVP, but I also think there's an element of the career acknowledgement, and I don't think it's fair. But I think a couple people have said it, and I think it's absolutely true. The voters are swayed for their own reasons, and it doesn't have to be just football, right? So I think for all those reasons, Matthew Stafford wins, but don't confuse that with my actual opinion that I think Drake May is the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Drake May's actually going to win it. I think he actually will win it, and that's not like a fanboy statement.
I hope he does.
If you look at the statistics, completion percentage, common opponents, all that stuff. If you look at all that, Drake May has the edge. Like there's no doubt about that. So I do see the sentimental Matthew Stafford. I fucking love Matthew Stafford, by the way. I remember watching him on Detroit's sideline. He was injured and he was like, I'm gonna get back. Wait, timeout. That means I can go back in. He went back in, threw a touchdown. Like I love that guy. But the best quarterback this year was Drake May. And the rushing touchdowns, the everything. And by the way, can I tell you about Tim Constant? What a fucking asshole.
So anyway, about Drake May, he is our MVP. I'm a fanboy in the sense that I want him to win the MVP. I'm not really sure. Again, the deck's stacked against him. But one thing that's remarkable, I think we can both agree or all agree, is one, the evolution of football and the evolution of a quarterback and the way that the game from high school to college and then the pros has changed drastically. Meaning, you got look, think about Tom Brady in his second year, and also think about if Tom Brady were to come out and go pro today from Michigan. You know that Tom Brady, his senior year, he led all of college in completion percentage,
Hmm?
and he was
Know that.
literally Mr. Irrelevant. Like
Yeah.
that would not happen today because, and I will say this, a lot of people don't like it, but the data and the analytics that people look at, scouts, etc., back when Tom Brady was drafted, it was just like I don't know if you guys seen the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt,
I've seen
where
it.
where
Yeah.
he's using the guy that is trying to get people to buy in with data and analytics to to get people on the field, and they're just like, why would you do that? He doesn't hit the ball hard. He doesn't, he can't hit a curveball, etc. It was against all things that the old school individuals that had been in baseball their entire life. It was going against their grain. So it's kind of funny to see how
So I put my
the evolution of the quarterback has just been.
but
Again, Drake May's in his second year. He should probably win the MVP and get most improved offensive player. So,
He should win both. I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Who's his stiffest competition? Is it Stafford?
Matthew
Yeah,
Stafford.
Stafford.
Yeah.
If you're that's it. There's no other question. Like it's the two of them.
Yeah.
And I love Stafford. I love Stafford. Is what I was trying to say. Like he's got great. That guy is amazing.
Yeah.
I still think based on what you see this year, it's gotta be May.
When was the last
Being
time it was a
objective.
when was the last time it was a non-quarterback MVP?
Sean Alexander, I think. Oh no. LaDainian Tomlinson.
No.
Am I wrong
Yeah,
here?
it's gotta be somebody.
Yeah.
I think it was LaDainian Tomlinson, Sean Alexander, or sorry if I'm wrong about that. But they're both looking it up, Tim. So we are lucky.
You're looking it up. You got Google as your co-pilot there.
Co-pilot. Yeah.
Holy
I'm just
cow, he's
but
right. It's Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Pete, which makes sense. That guy was a
Yeah.
beast.
Adrian 2012. Yeah. An interesting
Still
fact,
quite a length of
though,
time.
of the 14 teams that are in the playoffs, 12 of the quarterbacks have been drafted in the first round. Who are the two that have not been drafted in the first round?
Well, Tom Brady's obvious. In the last how many years?
We're talking about this year, buddy.
Oh, hey yo.
Of the 14 teams in the playoffs this year, 12 of the quarterbacks have been selected in the first round. Two of them have not. Do you want to guess who they are?
I do.
I do want to guess who they are. All right, so it's definitely not the Jaguars. It's definitely not the Patriots. It's definitely not the
10,
Bills. It's definitely
9, 8.
oh come on,
Goff. It's gonna be Goff. Goff
I
is
mean,
one.
I
Goff
don't
was
want dead
second round.
air. I don't want dead air. Goff didn't make the playoffs, buddy.
um,
This year, all the teams in the playoffs currently playing this year, Chet. Not eliminated. I'll give you one, Mr. Irrelevant. Come on,
Brock
Purdy.
Purdy.
Okay, so Purdy.
Brock Purdy. Yeah.
Brock Purdy. Oh, who? No.
The other one was drafted early
Sam
second
Darnold.
round, so it's kind of a
It's a trick question.
not trick, but he was drafted early second round.
Who is it? Who is it?
Jalen Hurts.
I would not have got that.
So those are the only two. And again, when you look at it, some of the old analytics or the old antiquated people still in the NFL are still trying to again, not draft a quarterback, not focused on finding that franchise, that piece for the franchise in the first round. And obviously, that's what needs to happen, or at least that's the trend.
So who are the Pats playing?
The Pats
Chargers.
play the
Chargers.
Los Angeles Chargers. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good game, man. Oh, you
And
want to
Denver.
pick it? Do you want to pick it?
Oh, you gotta make a pick.
Me?
Yeah.
Pats.
Oh, before you make that, you can still make it, but Wally, I want to sweeten the deal, and Chet, I want to sweeten the deal.
What?
I'd like to. I think it can be just between the three of us, but put $100 on who wins the prediction.
I'm in.
$100 in the pot.
Let's go retroactive to last week.
Retroactive to
I
last
think
week.
it's fair. I think it's fair if we go retroactive.
Fair to
last
you.
week.
You're the only one. You're the only one that.
Well,
No, I
we
don't
can't
think
just
so.
start from zero. It doesn't seem right either. We should acknowledge my past success. It's a foundation upon which our future's built.
No, I don't. I think you're wrong
Kind of like a
about that.
conservative.
Yeah.
What? I was just
but-
thinking Wally's never sounded more like a conservative in his life.
I would agree. All right, Tim. Do you want to pick the game? Sorry, I'm guessing you want to pick the Patriots. Don't be the one. Don't be the one that's picking Los Angeles.
No, I'm going to say 35-13.
Oh, that's close to Chet's. Chet said 38-14.
Great minds think alike.
You said 35-14, right?
Mm-hmm. 35-13.
35-13. Sorry.
Wait, did Tim-
All right.
Did Tim pick the exact same score as me?
Close.
No,
Close.
Slight-
Yeah,
it's slightly off.
a few points off. 35-13. You picked 38-14. So.
Fair enough. Makes sense.
There was something else that I wanted to talk about, but
Nice
coaching
kill.
changes. What do y'all think
we got
about
some
Black
stuff.
Monday? What do y'all think about Black Monday and the coaching changes? And actually, we don't need to talk about that unless y'all have anything to put in on it.
no real surprises to me. I think there might even be some more comics. I wouldn't be surprised if some teams lose in the first round if they have coaching changes. Nothing surprised me though.
You don't think John Harbaugh was a surprise?
I don't think
I
so.
think that I
Oh.
saw it coming. He was there a long time. Yeah, and they really underperformed this year. It was not a. I mean, I guess it was a little bit of surprise, but not shocking. I guess.
Not a real surprise. Like organizationally speaking, like if I'm an owner, I'm like, okay, it's not that it's horrible, but we're trying to find the promised land. So this
It's
is
just not good. Yeah.
So of the current openings now, which one's the most attractive, Chet?
I think
For
it's-
somebody like a Harbaugh or if
Yeah,
Stefanski?
no. I think Atlanta. You got Bijan Robinson. You can find your own quarterback. I would if I were a coach, straight to Atlanta. No doubt.
Where do you find a quarterback though? Where are they drafting? And then they still got Kirk Cousins on the roster.
Oh, you get rid of him. But he's great, by the way. I
Guaranteed
respect
money,
Kirk Cousins.
man. How do you-
I think you use Michael Penix as a trade option because someone's gonna take him just to like keep their season alive. And you find him in draft or you find someone else. And I think that Bijan Robinson is so good. He's so
Yeah, he's pretty
good that
good.
I would go there.
He's pretty good. Did you guys see do you have an opinion on that, Wally? Best job available?
No, I mean, not really. Yeah, that's a good one. That Baltimore job is a good job, right? I mean, they get the pieces in place. They should be competitive. There's no reason they shouldn't be better than their results this year. You can laugh me out of off the dot, but I think Miami could be an attractive
I think so too.
position. Like I think you get the right coach in there that they have the pieces as well to turn that around quickly.
Yeah. I think Stefanski's pining for that Ravens job so that he can own the Browns for the next decade. Like
Yeah.
I'd really like to see that.
I see that. Yep.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Tim, what are you here for?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I said, what? I know you're here for the wonderful conversation. I can't wait.
Well, did you guys already talk about it?
No,
Oh, okay.
we waited for you.
Oh, thank you very much. I was curious to hear what y'all's thoughts were, but I guess I didn't miss it. So
So
I'm
what are we
taking
starting
over-
with?
I'm taking over my son's junior class tutoring on Mondays, and so we had a meeting tonight because I'm taking over mid-semester. So it was sort of an impromptu gathering, and so I had to lay out the vision for the semester.
Nice.
Halfway through, good on you, man.
Yeah, seriously, that's
Yeah.
not easy.
I'm looking forward to it.
Have you done it before? Do you have the curriculum in place, or is this your first time
Yeah,
doing it?
well, I did the sophomore class last year, and I was planning on doing this junior class this year, but another woman wanted to do it. I was like, okay, well, if there's two classes, I'll take the second one. Ended up not being. She has had some personal issues, death of a father, things like that, and plus, junior boys can be douchebags.
No,
And
no.
and might need a little stronger personality to kind of keep them in line and show them the way. So I'm glad for that too.
That's good.
Hmm.
That's good. How like the whole curriculum, like every
No.
subject? What do you? Yeah.
Well, so it's long story short, it's called Classical Conversations. It's an international homeschool thing. We meet on Mondays. We go over what they read and learned throughout the past week. But I'm not a teacher in the sense that, hey, let me show you how this is made.
Yeah.
It's more leading a conversation about these topics and exploring things, and it's very
Oh, okay.
Socratic.
Pop quiz time. No, I'm just-
Yeah.
Nothing like that, huh? Okay.
No,
That's good.
nothing.
That's good, man. Good for you. Yeah, way
Yeah.
to take on that responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it was
agree.
something that had to happen and you were recommended and you accepted.
Well,
or-
yeah, it's something that needed to happen, and I have the time off. I worked the back half of the week, and I have my gifting is a teacher. It's what I am. I teach. I don't get paid for it, but that's just really what I'm good at. And so, and plus, dealing with rascally young men is also something that I have done a lot of, and have learned how to do, I think, fairly well. And so it all
Yeah.
fits. Yeah.
That's good. Good
Yeah.
for you, man. You're probably better than most of the teachers that we had.
I don't know.
Wally doesn't like to talk bad about anyone, so you won't hear him say
Whoa.
No.
name
I
any
love
names.
talking bad about you. I do it all the time.
That's true. I should have said present company excluded,
Yeah.
meaning me, but All right, so what do y'all want to talk about first?
We
Chet, you
got
threw around
Venezuela.
a few. Sure, let's talk about it.
We got Venezuela. We got that stuff.
We got
So
the shooting.
So
yeah,
before you go,
we can start with that one because that's more like today.
the shooting.
Yeah.
Current events are defined as the last 12 hours now because the news
All
cycle is
right,
so quick.
yeah. So tell us about that shooting, Chet. Tell us
Oh,
your
I don't
opinion
know
on it.
enough. I don't like. I'm literally confused. I'm like, my mind is spinning. What the fuck happened?
So what's your first reaction to it besides that? Like, what are your thoughts?
Do you
I
want me
mean,
to handle this?
By
okay.
all means, yeah. Yeah, I'd love. I
Yeah,
think
Nate, you
you
can
made it
handle it.
pretty clear your stance on the text chain, but I'm interested. I'm interested to hear more.
I just my initial thought was that maybe this person has a criminal record, a criminal history. Like I don't really know why they reacted the way that they did, but I mean, maybe it's my background. I feel like even if I had not joined the military in my adolescence as a teenager, I still would have. If somebody tells me to get out of the car, they're wearing what appears to be law enforcement or some sort of enforcement agency uniforms. If they tell me to get out of the vehicle or they're telling me to do something, the only thing for me to do is compliance. If and it de-escalates the situation normally. I'm not saying again. We saw the video that I saw is the interaction of the encounter, which seems to last, less than a minute. But I feel like I don't know what happened prior to that. Was this part of a protest? And I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know that it's tragic that somebody lost their life for this reason. But I know that if someone in a uniform, sort of law enforcement agency with a gun on their hip tells me to do something, the only thing I know to do as a red-blooded American is compliance, like because I don't want it to escalate and I don't want to lose my life. And I'm not going to do anything to put that person in a position where they feel threatened in any manner. And that's just how I feel about the situation. Again, it's tragic. No American deserves that, but I don't think that the law enforcement agency or the agent that pulled the trigger should be thrown in jail. Did he make a mistake? Potentially, but I feel like looking at that video, and if you don't already know, he has been in an encounter where he was drugged in a vehicle for over 100 yards.
I did see
So
that. Yep.
is there some past experience with that? Did that heighten his awareness? And that's why everyone's like, the vehicle wasn't a threat. Like, well, you've never been drugged, and initially my first comment to when Jeff said something on the thread was going to be, well, you've never fallen from a vehicle that was moving, have you? If you remember that incident in high school. But like,
Yeah, we
I
remember
mean,
it. You don't.
yeah, I remembered right up to the point where my head hit the concrete. So, but again, I don't understand anyone's reaction in the moment that isn't compliance just because of everything that's gone on in the last 5 years in recent history with law enforcement.
So help me with this, Nate. I'm with you, by the way. Honestly, when someone complies with the order, even they don't agree with the order, what happens next? Take me through the processing and what happens to them next.
It's due process. That's what it is. Like
Yeah.
there shouldn't be a why are you talking to me like that? Why are you asking for my identification? Like if you have the identification on you, what does it matter? They want to identify you. Meaning, again, we don't know, but that vehicle could have been stolen. That vehicle could not have been registered in that person's name. So they want to verify that at a minimum, the person that the vehicle is registered to is the one driving it. If they're not, they want to ascertain the reason why the person that owns the vehicle is not driving it by questioning the individual that's driving it. Like
Agreed.
it's
Yep.
very simple. But then again, uh, we're almost our own worst enemy, meaning America and the freedoms that were provided through right of birth. Like we have a right to say what we want. We have a right to talk back. We have a right to be disrespectful to anybody that walks in front of us or beside us or we walk past and seeing in the street. Like, but the real fact of the matter is, like, if we treat everybody the way we want to be treated, the golden rule, yep, everybody's heard of it, then a lot of this stuff that we see wouldn't happen.
So I think my point is agreed. But if you are searched and
I
seizured,
think I made that point. Agreed.
if
Just
you are
kidding.
searched and you are seizured and you're innocent, there should be some process afterwards where you're like, hey, you know what? I hope you understand. We didn't do this because we think you're an enemy. We're doing this because we protect you. And that seems to be like an implied part, but like the personal experience of that is really bad. So the part that I'm trying to say is like, how do we handle when you start to say federal government comes into Minnesota or New Hampshire or whatever, like it starts to become like my personal life, my personal being is less important than the national, whatever the goal is that year. That's a problem. It can be anyway.
Hmm.
Unless you find a way to process with the people that have gone through it. Like we know you're on our side, our bad, my bad. You have to admit a mistake. And the federal government does not do that. State governments don't do that.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. Again,
I-
it's
Yeah.
if they ask for my identification, doesn't matter the manner that they ask for it. They could be like,
I'm not
"What the
talking
fuck are
about
you
you
doing?
giving
Show me
them.
your fucking identification." And I would,
Yeah,
oh,
me
yep, here's
too.
my
Well,
identification. What's the
well,
reason why you're
and I
stopping
think,
me? Or
Well, I don't. Yeah.
well, I think if we do sort of a root cause analysis of these kinds of things, we find that each side is is playing out a narrative, right? The narrative is sort of like the word du jour for the past 5 or 6 years. But what is the narrative that has been spun that each particular party in this is viewing the story through? And and without assigning a good or bad side necessarily, I think that you can see that it's pretty clear that the right or the ICE in this situation, um, they're seeing an increase in violence against them, doxing them, death threats, 8,000% increase in violence and threats. I think it's one of the stats, some 1,000% increase in violence. And so you're going into this situation expecting that you are not going to have any kind of compliance and you're going to have to use force. So that almost eliminates the sort of like reasonable medium, like, hey, we try words first and then we go then we go to action. But on the other side, you have an antinomian or anti-law assumption going into this that it's a straight up Marxist way of viewing power. Those who power is an innately evil thing, and so those who wield it are evil. They're subsidiaries or they're arms of that evil power. And so, from the woman's perspective, she's, from what I understand, she is a activist against ICE. So she's been trained with. I was listening to a little bio of her. She's been trained with how to deal with ICE specific training. I forget the name of it. ICE something.
ISIS.
immigration customs and what do you mean? Immigration customs and
Yes, yes. It's how to deal with those kinds of people, and it was very antagonistic and uh don't how to resist them essentially. And so she's coming in with this perspective, and then the ICE guy is coming in with his perspective, and his very personal perspective of having drug behind a vehicle, whatever. So already, if we can't just look at the scenario as it is. We need to understand the mountain of narrative that's underneath both sides that still exists, and that certainly plays. I mean, it is the key player in this is the narrative, and you know, is it really worth weighing in on whether I think it was justified or not? Honestly, looking at it, I don't know that he really should have pulled the trigger. But I understand why he did. So all kinds of these conversations need to have a more a deeper understanding than just like what was the skin color of those involved, and then we can just say who's right and wrong, or what was the political party of those involved, and then we can. So there's just bigger things at play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there are.
It's
'Cause
hard.
no
It's
one,
hard to
no
talk
one has the
about.
ball. Sorry, go ahead, Wally.
It's hard, and I understand what you're saying too in regards to narratives on one side, but it's hard to acknowledge the. You bring up the violence against the ICE agents and up by what 1,000%, without acknowledging the role their approach in terms of doing their job has in eliciting said violence. Right. I think in most everything I've seen, they going hard, they're going fast, they're going violently, they're throwing people around, they're inciting violence in and of itself in terms of how they're going about that. And I agree with you too. Like it's like I understand why the guy did what he did. You hear the context of what he's dealt with. Then you have to wonder, like, is if that's the case, like, should he be out there? Like, if you're worried about, like, I don't know, it's a tough thing to watch. And again, it's another assassination, another murder played out. I mean, they terminated the person's life.
Court of
Played
public
out on
opinion,
national television. It's a violent scene that is a violent act. I don't think it necessarily was necessary, but yeah.
I also think an important thing to point out is there were ICE agents all around the vehicle. So although he may not have been an immediate threat as far as the vehicle being able to strike him, there were other ICE agents around surrounding the vehicle, and the individual was non-compliant. And did they speed off? No. But did they continue driving? Yes. Is that a threat? I would absolutely say so. That individual did have a choice. They did not have to
Yeah.
they did not have to do that. And this day and age, if this ever happens to you guys, in this day and age, you do have a choice. Could you potentially be manhandled? Yes, but there is somebody there with a phone that will justify everything that's going on in that situation. Will it be embarrassing in the moment? Maybe so. But I would go through that rather than even knowing, well, this guy that's manhandling me, I could whoop his ass. But I'm not going
Yeah.
to because they're in the position of authority, and it will be sorted out. And I will live to tell everybody about it. I'm not
I
going to.
agree with all that.
Back up. It will be sorted out. I disagree with
Yes.
that 100%.
It will be. Absolutely.
Uh, that's not true. It will be sorted out. Like I love the faith.
I'm saying I will sort it out legally. It will be sorted out legally. The police department will be talking to my lawyers if I am unjustly pulled out of a vehicle, manhandled, and arrested for
Yeah.
whatever the reasons are. If it's anything other than the letter of the law, but again, I will subject myself to that so that I can be living and breathing here right now and telling you that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to put myself in a position to where somebody will point a gun in my face. Just like I wouldn't walk into someone's house without knocking first, whether they are expecting me or not, because I don't want to get shot
never do
or
that. Yeah.
be mistaken.
I agree with all that, but should the consequence of this disobedience be death?
Not for the official, not for the official, no. Unfortunately, the consequence for the individual that was non-compliant is death, and that's the worst case scenario.
Now non-compliance is deserving death. Blanket, like non-compliance is deserving death. I
No,
didn't look
no.
that video didn't look like his life was at risk. It looked like he could have sidestepped, they could have tased her, they could have chased after her. Like from what I saw, I did not see someone who was in immediate life-threatening peril. That's not what I saw.
Wally, a law enforcement agent does not have to be personally threatened if to fire their firearm. They have to justify the reason for firing the weapon was to protect themselves or others. If he can justify, and I believe that he can, because again, the ICE agents, his fellow agents were around the vehicle. There was one in front of the vehicle. I can't tell from the vehicle how the distance between him and the front bumper. That's I'm saying legally that's what he needs to prove, and
Maybe
he won't be thrown in jail or executed, right? He's
okay.
justified. That doesn't mean what we don't know about this, and I can tell you right now that dude doesn't feel good about that. Like that's not a justifiable. It's not a justifiable action, Like he I would rather second guess myself and be here living, breathing, and talking about it than for me to hesitate in that moment and then someone else is killed because of that individual. Let's say he doesn't do that, and I bet everybody would want that to happen. Let's say he doesn't do that. That lady speeds down the road, hits a kid that's running across the street inadvertently. Like she didn't mean to, but his inaction, and her non-compliance led to that.
Sure, but that's pretty broad. So now, should we shoot anyone who flees the police? We should just have snipers and pick them off one by one. Like, where's the line there? And who gets to be the moral arbiter of like, okay, this person can live and this person can't? And is it the guy that was just dragged down the street a month ago who's more inclined to shoot somebody? You should be very concerned with that as an American citizen, that they're so quick to resort to that level of violence. We should all be very concerned about that.
Well, I agree. I agree that there's a lot of moving parts here, and one particular moving part that I was speaking with a friend of mine was working for the FBI for a number of years. I was just asking him what he thought about ICE and all the things that are happening, and while he agreed that the ICE was necessary because of it's a cause and effect, right? There's massive border overrunning the border, and so now things like this are necessary. Now, we're not trying to assign blame. We're just saying that's the way it is. And so now something like ICE is necessary to really step on the gas pedal. But he said because there's such an increase in the demand for officers, they're not really getting trained in the way that they really need to. They're not seasoned. And he said, he's like, I'm just waiting for an ICE officer to cap or to kill, pull his firearm out and kill someone. And again, I'm not saying that this is a justified or unjustified killing, and neither do I know this guy's history. But I think his point stands is that we are thrust into the situation so quickly where we're trying to deal with this problem of immigration, and then we're maybe people aren't qualified, and it's just the whole thing is just, I mean, it's on the burner and it's cranked to high, and the thing is boiled. There's no water in the pot.
Yeah.
And so it's just very, very hot. And so I think the way of wisdom would be what Nate said. Yeah, you got to know if things are hot, then you don't friggin' make it hotter. But on the other side is, well, no, they're illegitimately using their power, and so you need to stand up to power. So you have this scenario that's just destined for something like this to happen.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I honestly don't understand it from somebody who has been in those positions where you are the position of authority. You are pointing a weapon at somebody for there not to be compliance. Like I just don't understand. Right? I don't understand the mentality of that. And you guys live in small towns. I do too. It's it's not as big as Austin, obviously, but you guys live in smaller suburbs. Like,
Sure.
I don't know. I guess just put yourself in that situation. You're approached by somebody who looks like, a position of authority, a law enforcement entity. You don't know what. They don't identify themselves as, "Hey, I'm Officer so and so." They just tell you, "Stop what you're doing, get out of the vehicle." What are you gonna do? Like,
but
what
I'm
would
gonna
you
fight that
do?
man. I'm gonna
I,
fight that
I no,
man. Fuck that. That's
I would
bullshit.
comply. Right? I understand that. I would comply too. But what's the line there? Right? You've got to understand there's a cause where you need to say like, "Hey, just because the government's saying fuck you, do this." There's been plenty of just wars started with people saying that no, I'm not going to fucking do that, and we can't just because they have a badge and a gun, we can't just automatically assume that because they're telling us to do something, we need to comply. I understand
Yeah.
in the moment with my lived experience, I would comply. I'm not going to argue that, but Jesus, as a man, you can imagine a scenario where there's things worse, there's things worth dying for, or there's things worth not complying at the end of a gun. And I don't think that's so outlandish to think that that's that far off in some cases.
Yeah, I agree with you, Wally, and Nate. I think that it's probably just a failure to read the other side. I mean, the the narrative and what's been in the IV, what the progressive left has been mainstreaming for 15 years since Obama has been 15, 10 since Obama has been that uh, power, the power that's exerted by conservatism is an illegitimate power. They are destructive. They do not want life. They want to. It's a white nationalist. And so when you have this stuff mainlined for years and years, you're gonna have you can't. I think that you you need to uh, put yourself into those shoes and be like, no, there's no. Trump is literally Hitler. Would you not want to kill Hitler if he was alive back then? He's literally Hitler, and so of course you're going to take action against all of his stormtroopers because that's what it means to be on the side of righteousness. I see you shaking your head, Chet. What do you think?
Yeah, no, because what I just said was if someone comes at me and they try to tell me like comply, and I think my son is in danger, I'm not going to comply. I think we all agree with that.
Well, there's a
Every
difference
single
between
one of
not
us can agree with that.
there's a difference between not complying and taking aggressive action.
Yes, exactly. That's my point. If we as Americans, right, if we have as Americans see that interaction as a personal interaction and not as you said, Tim, a position of power who we need to usurp because we're fed the narrative that this power is corrupt and we shouldn't listen and we should question. By all means, question, but comply.
Whoa,
Like that.
I'm not saying the power is corrupt, but do not step into my family and tell me what I have to do as a man. Isn't that the whole thing about Jesus
Chet,
Christ?
Chet,
And
he
like
is not
all that
telling
stuff?
you what you have to do as a man. This individual is telling you who has legal authority to tell you what to do. He's not telling you as a man. He is telling you that you need to do it. And by doing that, you are keeping your son safe.
Okay. So whatever it takes to keep my son safe, I will do.
If it oh, okay.
So if that
I
means
don't I don't
all of a
if
sudden
you're
we're in
so
that place.
you're telling me if someone if you're pulled over and the law enforcement agent, your son's in the back seat, your daughter even, they're both buckled
Sure.
in. You didn't
Sure.
do anything wrong legally, and he tells you get out of the vehicle.
I'm getting
You're
out
not
of the
going to
vehicle.
listen. What are you going to do?
Of
Okay.
course I am. I'm not defiant when so that the point is I'm not going to do something that puts my family in danger. We all can agree with that,
You do,
right?
but you said if you think your son's threatened, you're going to act.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But
But, but
Yes.
But also imagine a scenario with same family driving down the road and six guys with masks and dressed in all black hop out with guns pointing in your face. How are you going to react in that situation? Like, are you going to try to flee maybe to get your family away from said danger? This isn't like This isn't like Andy Griffith pulling you over in rural Hill, New Hampshire, right? This is people pulling up in yours and my vehicles, surrounding you in all black and wearing masks, pulling you out of vehicles.
There were flashing lights on the vehicles, Wally. They have government plates. Like, again, is my sense of awareness more heightened than someone else in that situation? Probably so. But again, I don't understand why. There is a number of scenarios that could happen. If she had a child in the back seat and she did fear for that child's life, then it could be even worse right now as far as how the area specifically in the government is handling it. But she was acting on her own, protecting doing what she thought was right. But again, I go back to the simple thing. It's a personal these interactions happen all the time and every day. We see them on social media. 98% of them happen exactly how I'm describing them with compliance. The
Yes.
2%, maybe we can bump it up to 5% of the interactions that we see that go in the opposite direction are the ones that we see on social media. And everybody posts, and Fox News or whoever wants to be there. Everyone's there with a cell phone camera. Like, I mean, again, if I'm presented with this scenario, I'm not going to do anything but compliance because I may not be recording. I may even be recording while I'm in the vehicle. Who knows? But I know that the law enforcement agent has a camera, so everything is going to, again, work itself out. Am I going to let this person manhandle me? If that's what compliance leads to, then that's what compliance leads to. And I will handle it legally, and my family will be justified. I'll go to court against whoever. Again, that exists. That's part of the freedom that we inherit by birthright. It doesn't make any sense to me why you would oppose any authority,
Well, Nate,
especially
I
one
mean,
with a gun.
to take an antagonistic to our both of our viewpoints, the same constitution and rights that you are using to justify your position are the very ones that are suspect, because it is not just this or that law that is unjust. It is the American system, the American experiment itself that is fundamentally flawed, fundamentally power hungry, and must be resisted. And so and this is a good example of, there's 80% of the people like us on this podcast, which are, we have different political views, but we're like in the middle, we have conversations. But these are the examples of the extremes, right? This woman, from all that I've seen, was a pretty extreme, took a pretty extreme perspective. So much so that she was trained in how to resist this particular form of law enforcement from a certain perspective. And so the as like I going back to my original point, the narrative is just so hot. And there's no amount of reasonableness that that officer could have approached that car with. And I agree, he was pretty aggressive when he came to that car. There's no amount of reasonableness that he could have come to that car with that would have won that woman over. The man is an orc from her perspective. So, uh, how do we? There just needs to be a cultural cooling of the engine. I mean, we're redlining this thing, and how is it that we culturally cool the engines so that we're not so willing to just pull a trigger or steer into our opponent? I think that's really the question that needs to be asked.
Who's
On
the
a,
opponent, though? Who's the opponent that you speak of? Because everything you're saying is awesome, but who's the opponent?
well, the opponents would be the opposing sides. You would have a progressive and an extreme, presumably conservative, in this case, ICE and anti-ICE, hot ICE.
I all I can think of, and this is totally as an aside, when you say like the anti-ice training, I'm trying to picture kind of what that looks like, and I can't get like those insane college liberals screaming into microphones trying to run anti-ice in my head. Like, what's that look like? And that's what I'm picturing it as: a bunch of insane left-wing people trying to tell people how to fight ice.
That might be the
Sorry.
case. I don't
It might be
know.
the case. I'm curious to know what anti-ice training looks like.
Yeah, I was reading about it earlier today. Um, but yeah, I think we can both acknowledge that there's the militia on either side of this.
There is the militia on either
Yeah,
side. There absolutely is. Yeah.
yeah,
No doubt. No doubt.
Well, I mean, we all know that this country was founded on defying authority, standing up for what you believe in.
Yep.
I mean, I understand that, and I think we all do too. We didn't live in those moments, but that's what that flag behind me stands for. You know, we oppose the king, which is in the time that it happened was unheard of. So again, we should question authority. We should question people in power, but it just
well,
doesn't make any sense to me. Like you said, he was probably aggressive, but the aggressiveness, we see it as aggressiveness. I would venture to say he's being assertive. He wants to show a sense of urgency and aggression so that again, from a position who wants to show that he's in charge, you're going to essentially bark
yeah,
and then make the other individual
yeah,
comply, whether it's cowering in fear or just you snap into a. I don't understand why the rhetoric is I go into a point of defiance like a physical fight. It's not a physical fight. This is a verbal fight. Everyone wants to talk back. Everyone wants to get their 2 cents in. Like, but you can talk and comply. I can say whatever the hell I want. Officer, what? Here's my identification. Why you pulling me over? Why you talking to me like that? What like all those questions can happen with compliance. Like, and the interaction kind of goes away, like, or goes in your favor if you have nothing to hide. I'm
well,
not saying
you
that.
you brought up an important point and a historical point, which I think has current day value, and that is that the the American War for Independence was not a revolution in the sense that we were necessarily defying the law of the king per se. What actually happened was that all of the colonies had made charters with uh, the previous administration, so to speak, and then came the Glorious Revolution, and then this king came on and wanted to change all these things. And so what the Americans were doing was being true to the law that they had. So it wasn't the Americans that were rebelling against the law; it was the English that were rebelling against the law, and the Americans were staying true to what the original agreement was.
Yeah.
And so, in both of these situations that you brought up, that we are talking about today, you have this idea of the deeper law. What is the truer law? That is really the one that we need to adhere to. And I think that proverbially, you have this woman who believed herself to be in touch in upholding a deeper, truer law. Um, and was in a way it was the ICE agent and all that presidential administration that had wandered from the true law. And so I think that you do see these things, these old um, narratives coming back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I again. It's we all agree, and I'll say it again. It's a tragedy that someone lost their life in this way. Uh, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I wish things would have happened differently. We're having a conversation, but about it, because it was again another one of those social media posts where the officer was super aggressive, and the individual lived to tell the tale about it and defend themselves in court and in the court of public opinion. So unfortunately, that isn't the case. So do you want to move on to Venezuela now,
Yeah,
Chet?
Maduro's
Hell
still
yeah.
alive though.
What?
Maduro's
is,
still
yes.
alive.
He is, absolutely.
Still-
In custody.
we think.
Do we know where he's at?
I think
We
he's in New
think-
York, right?
He's in the Lincoln bedroom. That's my bet.
He's being treated like royalty, probably. Yeah, so let's talk about Venezuela. I don't know if you guys ever get a chance to, you should. I think it's season 2 of Jack Ryan series on Amazon Prime with the guy that was in 13th Hour or 13 Hours, the Benghazi
John
movie.
Krasinski.
Yeah, and Office. I couldn't remember his name. So
Crazy you didn't
yeah,
lead off with The Office.
I mean,
That's an
that's
insane
my
list.
background. I never watched The Office. I never watched The
Oh.
Office.
Never?
I've seen
How do you call
clips.
yourself an American?
I've never sat down.
I mean, I guess it was a
'cause-
British show to begin with, but
'cause I guess I call myself an American because I'm the only one that served this nation.
That's fucking Jim Halper, buddy. Like,
No, Nate,
I just
Cheers
learned
to
his
that.
name a couple
That was-
years ago.
cheers to you, Nate, because that was balls right there. I like
that's
it.
good.
So in season 1, or season 2, the opening is he's teaching some geopolitical government class in college, and he talks everything about Venezuela that we know now, and then the things that are going on with other entities, whether it's China, Russia, trying to get their grubby mitts on something in this hemisphere, and also again the natural resources that are there are the largest in the world. So again, it's kind of like predicted the future, so to speak. It's kind of cool to go back again when they wrote that script, when they taped or filmed that episode, like it was so far behind, many years ago, literally many years ago, and then now here we are. And again, geopolitically, how they described the leadership perspective in Venezuela, it was almost identical too, and it's just kind of crazy. But yeah, so what are our thoughts on Venezuela? I'm all about it. I don't want to be involved as much as people think we're going to get, but I do think obviously Maduro, he was not elected. He continued to be in power. However you want to look at it, whether it was a dictatorship, whether he had military backing, he remained in power somehow through also threatening the person that was voted in and was thrown out of the country. So, those things are true. And again, if we can help the people of Venezuela, if that means politically we put the person that we want running that country with our best interests in mind, I'm all for that, to be honest with you.
I agree. You can't have people fucking with elections. I agree. We're on the same page there. You know my stance on it. I mean, it's hard not to look at this as I read. I don't know where I saw it. I'm trying to think where I saw it. It must have been on Twitter or X somewhere. A guy was saying like basically that you can't argue that now we're just empire building, right? We're trying to take over Venezuela because we disagree with the government that's in there. I think we're making a half-hearted attempt at taking over Greenland up in the north here, and I'm increasingly thinking that's no longer a joke. I mean, what's next? We're going to start pushing back because Canada isn't going along with what we want. I mean, he's already made veiled threats at making them our 51st state. So, like, okay, so we're empire building. So call it what it is. It's hard for me to argue. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue for a dictator, right? Like a universally bad dude. No argument there. The only argument I have is the same one I made last week: is that like, where's that line, and why, and when do we not have to be the one invading these countries and taking? I don't believe we've have a very good track record of nation building. If you find our recent history and our long term history, we're not particularly good at it. It seems to always end in a quagmire that leaves things barely better than when we first arrived. That's my biggest concern. I know the argument that it's in our hemisphere and like that's valid. Like I understand that, and that makes it a little more. But so after we finish there, are we going to Cuba next? I mean, like again, where's the line? If Mexico continues to be overrun by drug lords, should we start to take over their government too? Because you make an argument that they're a more direct threat to our well-being by their inability to maintain the cartels down there.
Yeah.
Well, we've
So
always
it's just hard for me.
we've
It's hard for me to know when you say enough's enough, because we were promised again coming into this that we weren't going to do exactly what we're doing, that we weren't going to start taking over these countries.
Well, again, we didn't take over the country. We
Mm.
we replaced the person that was in charge, and that also helps our best interest. But again, we're the world's police slash Big Brother. So that I mean, there's no one else. There's no one else, in my opinion, that's going to do it the right way, morally, uh, and justifiably so. And if there's a political agenda behind it that favors us, favors our economy stimulates the world. So if we were to do nothing and the economy fluctuates to a point where it affects us, then we're just going to have hindsight and be like, well, we could have done something and this wouldn't have happened. And there's no reason for us not to do that. And I don't have a problem with us flexing our muscle, our military might once again. Like when we left Afghanistan and some of the things that's happened since then, it's not that we've, you know, lost strength, but definitely this is a show of strength to Russia, who's been at war for the last
Yeah.
5 years in Ukraine, and it shows our dominance and we're in world power technically on the military side because there is no other country in the world could do what we just did, meaning go into a country and did we lose a life? We literally invaded a country and kidnapped the president of that country, and no one, to my knowledge, no one was even hurt. And
On our side.
yeah, on our side for sure. That's what I mean. And like
Yeah.
the scale of things, again, you've got aircraft carriers off the coast of Venezuela. The planes came from there. The planes came forward undetected and took out their air defense, which again, their military is no slouch, right? They're either back they either have China's best, Russia's best, or ours best because we sold it to them. You know, so in theory, we went up against a near peer adversary with no resistance whatsoever and kidnapped it or replaced their leadership, and no one on our side was even hurt. That's remarkable. That is ridiculous, really, when you think about it. Unfathomable. Like, because nobody that signed off on this thought that everyone was coming back. Like, that's just the truth of the matter. Like, everyone involved, the small team, the pilots, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's just crazy that happened, and I enjoy us flexing like that and holding our head high for that. And then again, with the political agenda, whatever the reason is that we went in and replaced them, it benefits us. It benefits that entire region, honestly, to stabilize that country. And that's what we
Boy,
did.
that's a hell of an aside. When you say, whatever the real reason or whatever the exact quote was that we went in there, like, Jesus, that's a hell of a thing to throw in at the end there, because those are really important details.
Wally, there are countries overthrown by people that push paperwork that you have no idea about. Like, let's just assume for a minute that every movie, every book that we've read about the CIA, the FBI, our intelligence in other countries, the way that they've handled things geopolitically, without going in a full scale war. Let's assume that every one of those scenarios exists and all of that stuff is true because some of it is. Who knows what it is? And that's also why I say, like, there is some sort of political agenda because our economy would be affected if that dude remained in place. There's no doubt about that. So, in us replacing him, whether it was because that person was in our favor, that person was the one that was elected in, it was both of those scenarios, like that does benefit us. But I'm sure there's some other ramifications and reasons that people in the dark rooms that don't write it on paper and put it in a memo talk about and
Yeah.
execute.
Hey,
Yeah, I guess I have a hard time thinking it benefits. Like, I understand when you're saying it benefits us. I still think it's decisions being made that not like, I don't know who us is, but I'm not certain it's me. Like like I'm quite certain it's not me. In fact, so like that's the problem I have is like I can't just assume they're the moral authority and that they're doing things for a just cause and not doing things to gain the benefit for a few and not the many.
well, why do you think, or why do you think that uh, you have various motivations, which none of which might be angelic,
Mhm.
in various degrees of beneficial to this or that party, so that um, the point that I'm getting at is, uh, it seems like, in myself and people that I've talked to included, we have this belief that any political action that we take must be monolithic and pure and have one particular goal in mind that is 100% good. And but that's never true of anything that we do.
Yeah.
We always have competing motivations that benefit us in various ways and maybe benefit other people in various ways. And so I think, one of the myths to dispel when talking about geopolitics in general, in this case in particular, is that, yeah, there's no angels. There's no side of the angels, and that various people are benefited in various ways. Is it the case that Trump's main goal is oil? Maybe. Seems like he said that. I personally don't believe that. I think the main goal is mostly, well, it's probably like benefit for us and a detraction from our enemies. Like China and Iran were both present, and Russia were all three present in some case in Venezuela. So it's like you you bulk up your own side at the same time you're detracting from your enemies, and maybe as a side benefit, the people of Venezuela happen to benefit in some way. It's complicated.
No, I see what you're saying, and you're 100% correct. There's a complexity and depth there, and there's always going to be one of those plus minus analyses where there's going to be positives, there's going to be negatives to every decision made. I get that. I get that.
So,
Chet, where'd you move to? It looks like you're in the dark.
Yeah, no, so I moved, the computer died, had to plug it in, so I moved away. Do I still look amazing? That's my question.
Even better, a little more mysterious now.
you do. It's the Johnny Cash look you got going on, man. It really does it for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim.
So,
Thank
Wally and Chet, this is a bit abstract. Where do you see the world in 1,000 years? What's it look like? Do you have any ideas like what this we're progressing towards?
No.
No.
Yeah, I haven't put a lot of thought into that. No, I mean, I'd like to see like some semblance of the benefits of the world we live in now, the wilderness, the wild, the mountains, the woods, all the good things that I would hope it's still around. That's my concern, is that those things are rapidly dwindling or dwindling at a rate that I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. Are you
Well,
talking societal or?
I mean, the reason I ask is because, oftentimes we say this or that thing on the global scheme is good or bad, depending on some kind of standard. And a standard implies that you're working towards something. And so, what is it if you were to put? And I don't want to put you on the spot if you haven't thought about it, but just it seems like we have life has a story shape to it. And so, if life has a story shape to it, then the life of the world has a story shape to it. And so, what is it that, I mean, like, for example, Marx, communism was his end goal. Like, that was the end. That was his storied finish. Happily ever after was communism. And so, he wanted to work all things toward that end. And so, just, your Joe Schmo, person who's various shades of blue, like you and Wally are, what is the general thought or the direction, or
Yeah.
do you have
All right.
a thought?
The more I think about it, I don't think it's not the story of the world. I think you're going to continue to expand and grow, right? So that where it's going to be far beyond the world. We're going to expand to other planets and continue to explore outer space and grow outwards and upwards
Okay.
and I guess that's probably where I'd see the growth.
Okay.
I see it more like I want to make sure that she and he do better than I did. It's that simple for me.
So,
If they live to 1,000, they will.
Yes.
so
Yes.
continual improvement kind of thing, is that
Yeah.
okay?
Like
Does that look
Continue.
like, various people have prophesied, and fiction writers and prophesied about what these things look like. It's like a world government where there's all kinds of you know do you have your thoughts gone to that, or have they
no.
not? Okay.
Every time I go to that level and I try to say like I want to meet that level and I want to do something important, I'm beat down in a horrendous way. So my thought is, let's go ahead and get them to the next level beyond what I did. That's it.
But
Like
that
small
implies
Yeah,
that
but
implies a
so
trajectory, though.
so you're asking like if do I am I a globalist? Like do I see the benefits to like a singular world?
Well, not necessarily. That was just an example.
Okay.
If you're not a globalist, then that's cool. I was just like, what is the, what is the trajectory for, if we were to think beyond our own generation and our children and our children's children, but 1,000 years, 2,000 years,
Sure.
what does that, what does that look like?
Oh, every science fiction movie and novel comes to mind. That's what I want. Like that's I want I want there to be some sort of technology that's developed where my consciousness can be removed from my body into another body. I continue to live. That
Lifetime.
might be blasphemy. That might be, but I want to somehow, even if it means again that instead of me dying or I am dying, I die, but my body is in cryostasis instead of buried in the ground, and I wake up in 1,000 years and I can experience the changes that have happened, and I can see the world with my own eyes, technically.
Yeah.
That would I
Huh.
hope that that technology exists, and I
I
want
would
something
love that
like
for
that because
you.
I want to go into space. I want to I don't know if you guys something that is like just burning in my head after I read the book a long time ago, but like it's called Old Man's War. Have you guys read that?
What's it
No,
called?
It's
but
Old
send it to
Man's
me.
War.
Old Man's War.
It's a, it's a science fiction novel. It's basically like it's way in the future, and soldiers are instead of soldiers, being young men, soldiers are like a synthetic body, and an old man who is dying on Earth gives his consciousness to that cybernetic unit technically,
No.
Huh.
and it's kind of like an avatar as well if you want to look at it that way. His
Yeah.
consciousness is transitioned to that body, and you have a soldier like a military unit that has 80 something years of life experience, and a computer is telling them what to do with as far as how they fight, how they conduct war. And
Yeah.
I thought that was I'd love to see that.
Hmm.
It's kind of cool. Instead
Yeah.
of you do die, but then you move forward in the future, literally, because your consciousness has to travel somehow light years to another world that's at war, and your
Yeah.
body's transitioned into essentially a cybernetic unit that's designed for war that you get to
Yeah.
keep if you survive. So
And the question it wasn't a total derailment, but it seems like um, it's important when you're talking about geopolitics. When you look at history, up till maybe 300 or 400 years ago, the countries that we know of today didn't really exist. They were sort of like provinces and things like that. And now
yeah,
we have history has brought about more, solid contour lines of the countries, and you have some movement. Some countries are created, the South Sudan, but pretty much everything is discovered nowadays and on planet Earth. So what happens next? Is there some kind of it's something that my thoughts turn towards quite a bit. And how much does our either conscious or unconscious view of what it should look like affect the way we view geopolitics today, like Venezuela?
Mm.
Also, something that comes to mind with that question is the series Foundation. Have you seen that, Tim?
What's that?
You've seen
No.
it, Chet.
What's it called?
I think it's called Foundation. The one on Apple TV.
Oh, the show?
No, yeah, the show Foundation. Yes, it's
Yeah, I've
also a
seen
book.
that. Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
that.
Isn't that a Isaac Asimov series?
Yes,
But
but it
only
brief.
the first like two shows. I kind of got, no offense, but I got bored with it.
Oh, well, you missed out. You missed out because
Yeah?
it goes
No, I'll
into
watch it
it goes
again.
into basically world politics. Like, you go from we were a young civilization, and then we expanded into the stars, and like when we
Yeah.
expanded, so did religion, so did factions of governments, factions of ideologies,
Love that
and
shit.
then and they all still exist, but they all at some point within the series have to come together or choose a
Yeah,
side, so to
I love
speak.
that.
So
Except
kind of
for I
cool.
live here this one time. And so like that I'm like those shows are so fun, but I still stand by like I live here. I'm a fundamentalist. I live here and like what's going on?
Yeah, we
Well
Hard,
said.
understand.
hard to argue with that.
Yeah,
But thank you,
well
Tim.
said.
When you said well said, I
It was.
understand. I probably gotta go back.
It was. All right, what's next, Tim? What topic did you want to talk about?
Well, it was I had Venezuela. I was honestly I was expecting a bit more pushback from Walter, but I respect your opinion. So
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean, I'm not a fan of our involvement there. I'm not a fan of our involvement there. I understand the complexity of it, and I understand how it will benefit us. But I maintain it's a slippery slope, and yeah, I don't believe we are I don't believe we are in any way qualified to be the moral arbiter in this world or the world's policeman. We've made mistake after mistake after mistake. And I understand it's not us who I understand the argument, but yeah, I'm not a fan, but I
um,
understand why. I understand why.
do each of you individually, excluding this particular podcast, do you have friends of various political and religious persuasions?
Yes.
What's
Yeah.
that look like for you, Wally?
I mean, I come from a traditionally Republican family, conservative family, Catholic family. So that was kind of the environment I grew in. I think Catholics tend to be a conservative lot, at least in my experience, at least in my family, I should say. Um, so, it's funny. As I get older, my circle tightens. I will say that, and I'm less inclined to have philosophical or political conversations outside of my kind of safe little circle. So the majority, like I get my college friends that are obviously far more liberal leaning. The people I work with tend to be more liberal leaning, but my family tends to be conservative, and I have a good hunk of conservative friends, yourselves amongst them. I'm also a hunter, and I think hunters are overwhelmingly conservative folk.
Yeah.
I've always considered myself a liberal who likes to kill things. I've said that since I was in high school, and I maintain I'm a liberal who likes to shoot things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every hunter I've ever met likes to pretend that that deers are progressive. So I mean, it's just kind of goes.
I don't bring up
It's
politics
it's
with
easier to do
my
the
hunting
deed.
friends.
What about you, Chet? Chet?
Yes.
Oh, do you have Same question.
Are you a hunter, Chet?
He doesn't,
No.
he doesn't know what the
No.
question was.
I see
Oh.
some. No, I didn't. Wally, you're right. I did not
But-
know the question.
My
But
question
now that
was-
I do. I do not kill animals. I see them sometimes outside my yard. My only thought is, will they threaten my children? If the answer is no, I'll leave them alone.
Well, Chet, I
If
want
the
to
answer
ask
is
you.
yes, what the hell do you do?
Oh, I will fuck them up. I will go out there and I will lose my mind.
I'm calling bullshit on that. I don't think you'll do anything.
So,
What?
well,
Whoa!
I'll have you know,
Whoa!
Wally.
Back up, Wally. If something threatens
If
my
there's
kid,
if there's a bear in your backyard that could potentially, like, okay, if there's a bear that's attacking your kids, yes, I think you'll intervene. But if there's a scary bear that may scare your kids, I think you're leaving that bear the hell alone and staying
No.
inside.
I will fight the bear. But I have a gun. I have a gun. Just so you guys know, I do have a gun that has like pepper spray specifically for bears for that reason.
So, Chet, two things.
Wally's been mauled by me, which is basically like a bear. So
Good point.
he has personal
Good point.
experience and knows that you shouldn't mess with the bear, Chet.
You're
Wally.
fantasizing again, Nate. Wake up.
Well, you let that stand.
So, Chet, do you have conservative or religious friends? Because I know you tend to be more on the left side
I
of
have a
things.
ton of conservative religious friends. I love them.
But secondly, but before that, I want to just acknowledge that you and I, if you remember in high school, had a goal of catching a deer by hand and killing it.
Yes, you.
I
You were
remember
convinced you could do it. You
I
were
remember
convinced you could do it.
specifically pulling over on the side of the road when we saw a deer. And it was like just as we went into the underpass at 140 or something like that.
Yep.
And we chased this thing into the woods.
Yeah, we did. And
We
you
did
were
not
barking.
catch it. We did
You
not
were
catch it.
barking, and I appreciate you for that. You were actually barking. That was good shit. That was good
Wow.
shit.
I don't know if I wasn't there for that, so and I don't know if I heard the story, so
Just me
You
and
should
Chet.
have been. You should have been.
just pull over, we're going. Let's go.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. That's what we did. Tim's like, deer! So I pulled over. We were running our Tim's like, and we that deer
Thankfully-
probably would have kicked our ass.
Thankfully none of you lost an eye running in there and getting a twig in the eye. Thankfully.
That's true.
Yeah. So risky. You guys are rebels.
Yeah. man,
Chet, do you have a vibe of the week?
Song of the week?
We're calling it the vibe. That's what we're calling
Okay.
it.
I
But
have.
yes,
I have.
they're one and the same.
I do. It's called Witness Tree by Guster.
Okay.
Witness Tree
Witness
by Guster.
Tree
I
by
gotta write that
Guster.
down. All right.
Add that to your winter 2026 playlist, and you will not be disappointed.
I also have one.
Oh, let's go. I like it.
It's
Hold on.
it's
Give me a second. I gotta find my phone so I can add it.
I think you already did. So this is a repeat, but I can't find the video to clip it and put it in. But it is Ordinary by Alex Wren with
Oh
Luke
yeah, I
Combs
got that one.
at Lollapalooza.
Yep.
It
got
happened
that
4
one.
months ago. It's got like 12 million views.
Huh.
It's an extraordinary rendition with Luke
Sure
Combs
is.
in it. So
Sure is.
I want
I've
to
been-
add a vibe of the week.
Oh,
do it.
well, go. I'm gonna add it right now. What you
You have
got?
to send it.
It's
You have to
it's
send it
it's
on the
a
group
jam
chat
band.
too.
I've been the last few weeks. I've been going back to my college jam band roots. Shady Grove on the pizza tapes. A great song. Yeah, Jerry Garcia, fantastic
Pizza
song.
tapes.
The pizza tapes is the name of the album. The song is Shady Grove.
Okay, Shady Grove. Send it in
Yep.
the group chat, and I'll say that's a caveat.
David Grissom. David Grissom's the other guy. David Grissom and Jerry Garcia got together this special album called The Pizza Tapes, and Shady Grove is a track off it.
Huh.
Cool. That's awesome.
Did Dave Garcia?
Shady Grove, my little love.
Shady Grove.
Shady Grove, my darling.
Send it in the group chat.
Shady Grove, my.
Tim, do you have a vibe or a song that you've been vibing to lately? That you
You know,
want to
this
share?
is gonna sound really pretentious, but it's probably on brand. Is that I was revisiting Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture because when I was in high school, I had that big boom. I had a big boom box like we all had, and for Christmas I got I don't know who gave this to me. Tchaikovsky, Beethoven, Bach, yeah, their greatest hits. And every morning I would wake up, set my alarm to Tchaikovsky's 1812 Overture. And I recently, like yesterday, I went up and I had my daughter wake up to that, and I was like, "Oh, I remember this. I used to wake up every day to this." So I've been vibing to that.
You
So
just love
Say
making
it
us
again.
look like idiots, don't
Tim,
you?
say
forgive
it
my
again.
pretension. I'm sorry. I can't lie.
You son of a gun. You just love making us look like idiots.
No, all right,
It's on
fine.
brand. It's
It's
on.
been
He's
gold.
right. It's
No,
on
Tim.
brand.
I
It's
like
been-
peanut butter and jelly.
Honestly,
Go back to that.
honestly,
Say it
fine,
again.
fine. It's been golden by Huntrix.
No, Tim, go back to the one you said. I'm adding it. I'm adding it.
Tchaikovsky's
Tchaikovsky.
1812 Overture.
All right, you got it,
Thank
Chet.
you. Thank you.
Somebody's got to class up this joint.
Yeah, somebody
Thank
has to.
you,
You're
Tim.
100% right about that. No argument
All right.
here.
Dad joke of the week. Last question. Dad joke of the week. Or does anybody have anything before that?
No, bring it.
All right. What pronouns does chocolate use?
Hershey's.
Yes, very good. Nice. Good
Good
job.
man.
Hershey.
Good man.
Nailed
I
it.
like it.
Hershey,
That's
like
a
the
good one.
chocolate. Like
Okay,
the
I got a
chocolate. Get
joke.
it?
I got a joke. I don't know if I told you this before, but I thought of this the other day. So I think this is an original, but it's so obvious. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else has thought of it. Did I tell you about the goose joke?
No.
Okay. A goose came in and wanted a sex change. She was diagnosed with gander dysphoria. No? Too abstract.
It's fine. It's fine. That's the
I got
dad
Wally
joke of the
laughing.
week.
That's good. Okay.
That's the dad joke of the week. Thanks for getting on. I love y'all. We'll see you next week. Like, share, comment, all that stuff. Love y'all.
You guys too.